I want to start by telling you something that changed my life when I first heard it. Nothing changes until you change. You see, most people are waiting for something, waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right person to come along and help them. But let me tell you, if you're waiting, you're losing. The truth is, change doesn't happen on its own. It doesn't come knocking on your door like a special delivery from the universe. It starts the moment you decide that you're not going to settle for the life you have. Now, when I say decision, I don't mean a casual thought like, yeah, maybe I should start eating better. No, I mean a real, deep, unshakable decision. One that makes it impossible to go back to your old ways. The kind of decision that wakes you up in the morning with a new sense of purpose, that makes you turn off the distractions, that forces you to take action. You see, most people never make a real decision. They flirt with change, they entertain the idea of a better life, but they don't fully commit, and that's why they stay stuck. The moment of decision. Every person who has ever transformed their life had a moment where they said, enough is enough. Maybe it was after years of struggling financially. Maybe it was after looking in the mirror and realizing their health was declining. Maybe it was a moment of deep frustration when they realized they were living the same year over and over again, just with a different calendar. I remember a time in my life when I was struggling. I was broke, I was frustrated, and I was blaming everything around me. The economy, my boss, my circumstances. But then I met a man who changed my thinking forever. He said, Jim, if you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. That hit me like a ton of bricks, because up until that moment, I thought life was happening to me. I thought my problems were external, but the truth was my life was simply reflecting my choices. And I had been making weak, lazy, and uninspired decisions. That day I made a real decision. I decided that I wasn't going to live an average life anymore. I decided I was going to study personal development, learn about wealth, improve my health, and take control of my future. And let me tell you, the moment you truly decide, something shifts inside of you. You feel it. It's like flipping a switch. Decisions shape your future. Think about it. Everything in your life right now is the result of decisions you made years ago. The job you have, the health you enjoy or struggle with, the relationships in your life, they all trace back to a series of choices you made. Some big, some small, but they all added up. Now, here's the powerful part. If you don't like where you are today, you can change it. And you can do it in an instant by making a real decision. Think of the people who decide to turn their life around. A smoker quits after 20 years, not by slowly cutting back, but by saying, I'm done with this. A person drowning in debt finally says, no more excuses. I'm taking control of my finances. Someone who's been living in fear decides, I'm not letting fear control me anymore. It all starts with a decision. Why most people don't decide now? If decisions are so powerful, why doesn't everyone make them? Well, the answer is simple. Because real decisions come with responsibility. The moment you decide to change, you can no longer make excuses. You can't blame your circumstances, your past, or the people around you. And for most people, that's uncomfortable. It's easier to say, I'd change if only my boss paid me more, or I'd get in shape if I had more time. But real change requires you to look in the mirror and say, it's on me. That's not easy, but it's the only way to take control of your life. The power of one decision. Here's what's incredible. One decision, just one, can change everything. Think of someone who decides to start a business. At first, they're scared. They don't know if they'll succeed, but once they decide, they begin to take action. They start learning, networking, and building something. Fast forward a few years, and that one decision led to financial freedom. Or think about health. Someone who has been struggling for years finally decides, I'm taking control. They start working out, eating right, and in a few months, they're a completely different person. All because of one decision. Decide today not tomorrow. Here's the biggest mistake people make. They think they have time. They say, I'll start next week, or I'll change when I feel ready. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. If you wait for everything to be just right, you'll wait forever. The stars won't align, the conditions won't be perfect, and your feelings won't always be supportive. But if you decide right now, everything begins to shift. It doesn't have to be a massive decision. It can be small, but it must be real. Decide to read 10 pages of a good book every day. Decide to exercise for 30 minutes daily. Decide to wake up an hour earlier and work on your goals. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start. Because once you decide, the universe starts moving, opportunities appear, energy flows, and suddenly you're no longer the same person you were yesterday. This version keeps it flowing and engaging while staying true to Jim Rohn's style. Let me know if you want any refinements. There's a simple truth that separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not luck, it's not talent, and it's not intelligence. It's discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the only thing standing between an average life and an extraordinary one. Yet most people avoid it because discipline requires something that most people aren't willing to give. Consistent effort. Not just effort when you feel like it, not just when motivation is high, but every single day, regardless of how you feel. Most people think success is about big dramatic moments. The big promotion, the major breakthrough, the one lucky opportunity. But that's not how it works. Success is built in the small moments, in the quiet decisions you make when no one is watching. It's built in the early mornings when you choose to get up instead of hitting snooze. It's built in the evenings when you choose to read and learn instead of watching TV. It's built in the way you spend your time, your energy, and your focus, day after day, week after week, month after month. You see, the problem isn't that people don't want success. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants financial freedom, great health, strong relationships, and personal growth. But very few people are willing to pay the price. And the price is discipline. The myth of motivation. One of the biggest lies people believe is that they need to be motivated to take action. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll get serious when I feel inspired. I'll be disciplined once I have the energy. But here's the truth, you will never always feel motivated. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. One day you're inspired and full of energy, ready to take on the world. The next day you're tired, distracted, and unmotivated. If you rely on motivation, you will never be consistent. And if you're not consistent, you will never achieve real success. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't wait for inspiration. Discipline says, I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you don't feel like it. You're going to do it anyway. And that's what separates winners from losers. The greats, whether in business, sports, or personal development, don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits, routines, and discipline. They don't wake up every morning excited to work out, but they do it anyway. They don't always feel like reading or improving their skills, but they do it anyway. They don't always feel like making sacrifices, but they do it anyway. And over time, those small acts of discipline compound into something incredible. Small choices, big results. Think about this. If you exercised for just 30 minutes a day, how much healthier would you be in a year? If you read 10 pages of a good book every day, how much smarter would you be in a year? If you saved just a small amount of money each week, how much wealthier would you be in a year? The answer is simple. Small, disciplined actions lead to massive results over time. But here's where most people go wrong. They don't see immediate results, so they quit. They go to the gym for a week, don't see a six-pack, and give up. They start saving money, but don't see a huge difference right away, so they stop. They read a book, but don't feel like their life has changed overnight, so they move on. But discipline isn't about instant gratification. It's about delayed rewards. It's about trusting the process, knowing that the small things you do today will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't expect a tree to grow overnight. You water it, nurture it, and have faith that over time it will grow into something strong and lasting. That's exactly how discipline works. why most people struggle with discipline. If discipline is the key to success, why do so many people struggle with it? The answer is simple: because discipline is uncomfortable. Discipline requires doing things you don't want to do, when you don't want to do them. It requires waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It requires working on your goals when you'd rather relax. It requires saying no to distractions, temptations, and short-term pleasures. And in a world that is obsessed with instant gratification, discipline is rare. We live in a time where people want results now. They want six-pack abs now without putting in the work. They want financial success now without years of effort. They want to be great now without going through the process. But life doesn't work that way. If you want to be great, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you must be willing to endure the discomfort of discipline. The difference between the successful and the average. Take a look at any successful person and you'll find one thing in common. They are disciplined. They show up every day. They put in the work, even when it's hard. They don't take shortcuts. They don't make excuses. They do what needs to be done no matter what. And look at the people who never achieve their goals. What do they have in common? They lack discipline. They start, but don't follow through. They let their emotions dictate their actions. They wait for the right time instead of creating the right time. The difference between the successful and the average isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's discipline. How to build unshakable discipline. If you struggle with discipline, don't worry. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you build discipline? Start small. Pick one habit and commit to it, no matter what. Maybe it's waking up at the same time every day. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book. Maybe it's exercising for 10 minutes. The key is consistency. Discipline isn't about going all in for a few days and then quitting. It's about showing up every day, even if it's just a little. Because over time, those small efforts add up to something powerful. Another way to build discipline is to remove distractions and temptations. If you want to be more productive, don't keep your phone next to you while you work. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in your house. If you want to be more focused, don't waste time on meaningless activities. And most importantly, remember why you started. When things get tough, when discipline feels hard, remind yourself of the life you're building. Remind yourself of what's at stake. Because once you truly understand that discipline is the bridge to success, you'll stop making excuses and start making progress. There's a simple truth that successful people understand. Your level of success will never exceed your level of personal growth. Most people spend their entire lives working hard on their jobs, their businesses, and their responsibilities. But they forget the most important work of all, working on themselves. They invest time in making money, but not in making themselves better. They work on building careers, but not on building character. They focus on external success, but neglect internal development. And that's why so many people struggle, feel stuck, and never reach their full potential. I'll tell you something my mentor once told me. If you want more, you have to become more. That hit me like a ton of bricks. I used to think success was about finding the right opportunity, getting lucky, or meeting the right people. But the truth is, success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by becoming the kind of person who deserves it. Most people go through life trying to change their circumstances without changing themselves. They want more money, but never develop better financial habits. They want a great relationship, but never work on becoming a better partner. They want success, but never develop the skills, mindset, or habits required to handle success. You don't get in life what you want. You get what you are. Your income rarely exceeds your personal growth. Take a look at your income. It's a reflection of your personal growth. If you're earning $50,000 a year, it's because you've developed the skills, habits, and mindset that make you worth $50,000 a year. If you want to earn more, you have to become more valuable. Most people complain about their salary. They say, I should be making more money. But here's the truth. You don't get paid for time. You get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. If you're making minimum wage, it's because the marketplace has determined that the value you bring is worth minimum wage. If you want to earn six figures, you have to develop six-figure skills. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to develop millionaire habits. This is why working harder on yourself than you do on your job is so important. Because the more valuable you become, the more opportunities open up, the more people want to work with you, and the more success you attract. The person you become is more important than what you achieve. Most people focus so much on what they want to achieve that they forget about the person they need to become. But success isn't about what you get, it's about who you become in the process. Think about this. If you were stripped of everything you had today, your job, your money, your possessions, how quickly could you rebuild your life? If you've developed yourself, if you've built skills, resilience, discipline, and knowledge, you could start from zero and rebuild everything in a matter of time. But if you've never invested in yourself, if you've relied on luck or external circumstances, then you're in trouble. This is why working on yourself is the most important investment you will ever make. Because no matter what happens, recessions, failures, losses, you will always have your skills, your mindset, and your ability to create success again and again. Your mind is your greatest asset. Everything in life starts in the mind. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your perspective, these shape your reality. If you want to improve your life, you have to start by improving your mind, but most people don't do this. Instead, they fill their minds with negativity, distractions, and garbage. They spend hours scrolling through social media, watching meaningless TV, and consuming news that only makes them anxious. Then they wonder why they feel stuck, unmotivated, and lost. You have to guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. In turn, feeding your mind with books, knowledge, wisdom, and ideas that will help you grow. Read every day, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you, because what you put into your mind determines what comes out of your life. And turn your habits, not just your goals. Most people set goals. They say, I want to make more money. I want to lose weight. I want to be happier. But goals don't mean anything if you don't change your habits. Your habits determine your results. If you have poor habits, no matter how big your goals are, you will always fall short. But if you develop great habits, success becomes inevitable. Think about this. If you read for just 30 minutes a day, how much smarter would you be in a year? If you exercised every day, how much healthier would you be in 6 months? If you worked on a new skill for just an hour a day, how valuable would you be in your career within a year? Small habits create massive results over time, but you have to be consistent. You have to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Your network reflects your personal growth. Look at the people around you, your friends, your colleagues, your mentors. These people are a direct reflection of who you are. If you're surrounded by people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, then guess what? You will start thinking and behaving the same way. But if you surround yourself with winners, achievers, and people who are constantly growing, their mindset will rub off on you. This is why you have to work on yourself, because the better you become, the higher the quality of people you attract. Health, wealth, and relationships, they all require personal growth. Success isn't just about money. It's about your entire life. Your health, your relationships, your happiness, your fulfillment. If you want great health, you have to work on yourself. You have to develop the discipline to eat right, exercise, and take care of your body. If you want strong relationships, you have to work on yourself. You have to develop emotional intelligence, communication skills, and the ability to connect with others. If you want financial success, you have to work on yourself. You have to learn about money, business, investing, and how to create value in the marketplace. Everything you want in life, everything comes down to how much you've invested in it. Yourself, most people look for shortcuts. They want success without effort, results without discipline, and wealth without wisdom. But life doesn't work that way. If you want more, you have to become more. If you want better results, you have to become. Maybe the first 50 people say no, but the 51st person says yes. And that one yes could change everything. That one yes could lead to an introduction, an opportunity, or a breakthrough that transforms their life. Rejection is not failure. Rejection is just part of the process. The more rejections you go through, the closer you get to success. If you want more yeses, you have to increase the number of times you're willing to hear no. The more you learn, the more you earn. Success is not just about taking action, it's also about learning. And learning is a numbers game too. The more books you read, the more knowledge you gain. The more knowledge you gain, the better decisions you make. The better decisions you make, the faster you succeed. Most people stop learning after school. They think they've learned enough. But the most successful people in the world are lifelong learners. They read every day, they attend seminars, they invest in courses, because they know that the more they learn, the more they earn. If you want to get ahead in life, commit to increasing your learning numbers. Read one book a week. Listen to one podcast a day. Watch educational videos instead of mindless entertainment. Because success is a numbers game, and the more you feed your mind, the more you grow. Consistency wins the game. One of the biggest mistakes people make is inconsistency. They work hard for a week, then take a break. They try something a few times, then give up. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they quit. But success doesn't work like that. Success rewards those who stay in the game the longest. Look at the gym. If you work out once a week, you won't see much progress. But if you work out 5 days a week, every week for a year, your body will transform. It's a numbers game. The more reps you put in, the stronger you get. Look at social media influencers. The ones who succeed aren't necessarily the most talented, they're just the most consistent. They post content every day. They engage with their audience. They keep showing up even when no one is watching. And eventually the numbers add up and they build a massive following. Whether you're trying to achieve, do it every day. Take more shots, make more calls, create more content. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you build, and the faster success comes. Success is inevitable if you play the game long enough. Here's the ultimate truth. If you keep increasing your numbers, success is inevitable. Most people give up too soon. They stop just before they hit their breakthrough. But those who keep going, those who keep putting in the reps, those who keep playing the numbers game, they eventually win. Think about lottery tickets. If you buy one ticket, your chances of winning are almost zero. But if you buy 1,000 tickets, your chances increase. If you buy 10,000 tickets, your chances increase even more. Life works the same way. The more attempts you make, the more likely you are to succeed. So whatever you're chasing, whether it's business success, personal growth, financial freedom, or any big goal, increase your numbers. Send more emails, knock on more doors, create more opportunities. Because success isn't about luck. It isn't about talent. It's about playing the game long enough and hard enough until the numbers work in your favor. Most people fail because they don't play the numbers game long enough. They give up after a few tries. They assume that because they failed a couple of times, success isn't possible for them. But the truth is, success is about volume. The more you try, the more opportunities you create. The more you persist, the higher your chances of winning. Failure is part of the numbers game. Here's what most people don't understand. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. The more times you fail, the closer you get to success. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. Back at baseball, a great hitter in Major League Baseball has a batting average of around .3. That means they only hit the ball 3 times out of 10. 7 times out of 10, they fail. But